Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I'm going to be talking all about my favorite yellow single shadows, which I went ahead and put together all in this little palette here. I love yellow. I think it's such a fun, happy shade. It's very trendy right now. I just did a video comparing the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette and the ColourPop Honey palette, and I just thought it would be fitting to go ahead and talk about my favorite yellow shadows in my collection. I did film this look, but it's going to be on my Instagram. It's not going to be part of this video. So if you saw the little hashtag on the title of this video, it says Single Saturday, and that's because I really want to start a new series on my channel. And I told myself I'm not going to beat myself up if I can't post every single Saturday, but I really wanted to do something like this. So it's going to be Single Saturdays, Single Saturday. I'm not sure if it's plural or not. I don't know. It depends on how it looks when I add it into the title for the first time. Basically, I just absolutely love my single shadow collection and I want to make sure that I'm getting use out of them. So I figured I could do just something that has to do with singles every single week, whether it be like a new collection, swatching things out, or being a review of a certain brand, or, you know, doing DIY palettes, or doing a certain color story. Like today I'm doing all yellows, or I could do like my favorite matte shades, or I don't know. You guys can let me know if there's anything specific you want, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing something every single week to share my singles and getting use out of them. I also want it to end up being a relatively quick video each week, like maybe around 10 minutes. So I decided that I am going to film each look that I do with the single shadows that I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to include that as like an Instagram video, so there will be a correlating post on Instagram. Like if you want to see this, I filmed it for Instagram, but it'll make the YouTube video a little bit shorter, and it might be different depending if I do a DIY palette. I might decide to include a look there on YouTube, but I don't know, I'm just trying to switch things up, see what works for me, and I just love my single shadows and I want to share them with y'all. So this is just a new series that I'm doing that I thought of while I was on vacation and reflecting on my channel. So definitely let me know if you enjoy it and what you want to see out of my single shadow collection. I will do a full single shadow collection. I'm planning on it. I know it's taking me forever. I'll do it eventually, I promise. So just let me know if you have any smaller categories that you'd like to see. So let's go ahead and jump on in to my little yellow palette. So I've got 12 shadows here to mention, and I have 2 honorable mentions, which I'll leave towards the end, and I'll explain why they're honorable mentions. So I feel like on camera all of these yellows look the same, but I can definitely see the subtle differences in person. There's definitely different shifts, different undertones, there's satins, there's shimmers, there's mattes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch each shade and kind of talk to you through them and why I love them. And also I feel like this is gonna be a great way to just spotlight indie brands, because I love indie brands and I love talking about them. So let's just go ahead and jump on into these swatches. The first shade that I have here is Makeup Geek Voltage, which is what I have in my inner corner today. I have rediscovered this shadow. I pulled it back out of my Makeup Geek collection, and I definitely want to do more full Makeup Geek looks because I feel like the shadows are really good quality, and for some reason I just forgot about them over time. But Voltage, it doesn't look that yellow. It just looks like a white, but you can see like it just has such a beautiful white gold, white yellow reflect, and I don't know, I just feel like it's so stunning. And I went through all my other different inner corner shades that I have as singles, and I don't have anything else that's a white gold, which is kind of crazy. But I think it's really, really beautiful. I love the shift. I love the way it looks on the inner corner. I think it's a really, really phenomenal shadow. Alright, next I have the shade Tosca from Divina, which is like a really kind of like a pastel yellow matte shade, but there's something a little bit different about the undertone. It's not just a regular pastel. I guess it's like a pastel yellowy orange. It's super pigmented and beautiful and blends pretty well. Alright, next we have Clionadh Cosmetics Soul, which is one of my all-time favorite single shadows. It is a really beautiful yellow with a blue shift to it. I don't know if you can kind of see that as I move the shadow around. It's really just stunning. You can use this all over the lid. You can use it on your inner corner, and it'll kind of end up looking different. If you use this on the lid, it'll look a little bit more yellow, and if you use it on the inner corner, because of the hollow of the inner corner and the way that the bone structure is and how it reflects light, it'll show a little bit more of the blue. I just love that shade. Alright, next from Menagerie Cosmetics, I have the shade Night Eyes, which this is actually from the Feral palette, but it is available as a single now. And this is just a really beautiful matte yellow. It's hard to describe. It has a lot of intensity in it, and when you put it on the eye, I just feel like it's such a stunning shade. It's more of a true yellow than Tosca. I'm just going to swatch a little bit more so you can see. And I'm definitely not promising that there's not going to be dupes or super similar shades here. These are just the ones that I particularly love from my collection through all of the brands that I own. So, you know, if you're looking to make an order for a specific brand, maybe you'll find one that works for you. But next I have another really beautiful pastel yellow, and this is the shade Capri. Isn't that stunning? But it's like a bright pastel. And this shade is from Divina Cosmetics as well. See what a beautiful shade. Alright, next from Looxi Beauty, I have Sunnyside, which I'm still getting to know this shadow. I've only used it twice, so I need to use it more to fully tell you if I love the formula, but it is creamy and it is buildable. It blends pretty well for me. I don't know if I would say this is like my favorite yellow ever in comparison with like some other yellows, just because I prefer to normally go for like the more bright shades. But it is a really nice, like soft, just like blending yellow. If you just like to throw a yellow on like the crease for blending, I think this is a great transition shade. So let's see what it looks like there. I do like it. I think that it definitely serves its purpose and it's different than the other yellows. Alright, next from Terra Moon Cosmetics, I have the shade Honeycomb, which it is a little bit powdery, I will just warn you, but it's like a satin kind of shade and it's super pigmented. It's such a pretty yellow shade. Yeah, it kind of looks like some of the other shades going on there, but it's more of a satin finish. It does have a little bit of a sparkle to it. Alright, next we have Makeup Geek Karma, which is another duochrome, and this does have a little bit of a warmer base to it, but it has like this beautiful yellowy green shift to it. So I do really like this shade. I definitely want to use it more. And although it's not exactly a yellow per se, I just thought it really went with this kind of color story. Which also, just to mention, this is not a full palette in my opinion. I would include like a really deep brown with these kind of colors. But I just wanted to show you my favorite shadows in the collection. This isn't technically like my perfect yellow palette because I would want to add some non-yellow shades to create depth and to be able to create more looks. But I think that is such a pretty gold with such a nice yellow shift through it. Alright, next we have another like satin shade, and this is Sunbeam from Sunny Grace Cosmetics. Just looks like this. This is so bright. I do wish the shade was more metallic because I really like their metallic formula, and I think the brightness of the shade combined with being metallic would be amazing. But it is still a really nice satin shadow. Like, look at that. So much yellow. It makes me so happy. I feel like yellow is like the happiest color. Like, you can't wear yellow and not be happy. It's against the law. So that is Sunbeam. So a more recent yellow favorite that has come into my life is Looxi Lick It Slam It Suck It, which is such an interesting name, but it is a yellow with a blue shift to it. And the blue shift is pretty like soft. It's not like super apparent, but it is there and it's really, really stunning. It's such a nice soft metallic shade. I thoroughly enjoy it. I did think that this would be nearly the same color as Cleona Soul, but I wanted to show you the difference really quickly. Cleona Soul is more of a light yellow with a blue reflect, and Looxi Lick It Slam It Suck It is more of a true yellow with a blue reflect. So they have kind of the same shift to them, but the base shades are definitely different tones of yellow, which I appreciate the variety and I like them both. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one. It's a super nice, beautiful, soft, metallic, creamy formula. I really, really love the Looxi metallics. Isn't that stunning? Alright, next I have Amy Heart's Beauty Date Night, which was from their Valentine's collection, so I'm not sure if it's still available, but if it is, I will link it down below. This is a really beautiful, true yellow metallic shade. It does kind of have a weird shift to it because I accidentally got black in it and it got mixed into the color because I had a super deep pigmented matte black from Amy Hearts Beauty right next to this, which was not my best moment, but it is still a beautiful color nonetheless, and it's like a really like kind of thick metallic formula to it. Like, look at that. I really hope this is still available or else I'll feel really bad for teasing it, but it's such a bright, true metallic yellow shade. Alright, so the brightest yellow matte shade that I own is definitely colored Raine Lemon Drop. It is just so intense. It is a pressed pigment, and I know I'm mentioning it, but unfortunately it is no longer available as a single. If I'm correct, it is only available in the Vivid Pigments palette, which frustrates me to no end because they sold them as singles first, and now I want to recommend them as singles, but you can only get them in a palette. So it's a whole thing, but this shade is absolutely stunning. I would say compared to all the other yellows around it, it does have a little bit more of that like warm orangey yellow undertone to it, but it is an intense color nonetheless, and I do reach for it quite often. I'm starting to get a nice little dip in the middle. So here is colored Raine Lemon Drop. Whew. Ooh, it's sunny in here. My eyes are burning. So those are all of the shadows in my yellow little palette that I've got going on. I think that they're all super stunning, and there's definitely a little bit of something here for everyone depending on what you're looking for as far as yellows go. I feel like they can be a beautiful look. Like, I used a bunch of shades today, but even if you just use like a yellow matte and then threw a yellow shimmer all over the lid, I think that's so beautiful and simple, but it's still so bright and impactful. So I think yellow can be so fun like that on its own, or it's beautiful popped on the inner corner. It's beautiful as a matte throughout the crease, just to add like yellow with like warm tones is beautiful, yellow with greens is beautiful. Or I love doing a pop of yellow on the lower lash line. I love doing it on the waterline as well, even though today I did a blue, which was inspired by Gandalf Sandwich on Instagram. I'll show you her picture. She did a yellow look with a blue in the waterline. I thought it was stunning, so I wanted to do it as well. So I just think there's so much you can do with yellow, and it's just such a beautiful, it's just, I love it. I love it. It's beautiful on its own, and it does have, like, it makes a statement, but it's also such a good accent and such a good friend to other colors, honestly. So really quickly, I've got two honorable mentions. The first is one of my favorite single shadows ever. It is so beautiful. This is Prismatic from JD Glow Cosmetics, and you're probably looking at that and you're like, Amy, are you colorblind? Because that is not yellow. I know, because the first time I used this, I was shocked. It has such a strong blue shift to it, but the actual base, I don't know if you can tell, is like a yellowy, like kind of greeny, like lime color. So I was hesitant to put this in my perfect yellows because it does have a yellowy green undertone to it, but it is one of the most beautiful shades ever. It's actually available on their website again, which makes me so happy that they brought it back finally. It is so beautiful. Like, look. You see that? When the light doesn't hit it, it's like yellowy green, but when the light hits it, it's blue. It is just delicious. Like, this is one of those single shadows that makes me so happy. See the shift? There's definitely like yellow going on there, so I love it. I highly recommend trying JD Glow shimmers and their Galaxy shadows. I think that they're absolutely beautiful. They actually had a sale going on. I'm not sure if it's still going on at the time that you're seeing this video, but they had all their single shadows 40% off, which was like so hard not to make an order for the new shades that they've come out with recently, because like the shade Heaven, the shade Fairy Acid, and the shade Watermark, I want them so bad. I want them so bad. And then my last shade that I have to mention is not available as a single, and the palette is completely sold out right now. So this is mostly to the brand Clionadh Cosmetics. If you end up watching this video, please, I'm begging you, make the shade Sulfur. You're Sulfur, right? Yes, Sulfur. This yellow right here from the Archeo palette is the most beautiful yellow shimmery shade. It is ridiculous. It's like a light baby yellow. Like, do you guys see that? Do you see it? It is just the perfect yellow shimmer, and they have made some shades from their palette in the past into singles available for purchase. So like, please, Sulfur, please. It is the most beautiful shade. Like, look at that. Like, it stands out from all the other yellows I have in my collection. It is a true baby yellow. Gender neutral yellow. I love it. Oh my gosh. Absolutely so stunning. I mean, obviously I own it. I have the palette, but I really want it to be available as a single because I highly recommend that shade. It's just one of my favorites from Clionadh. Alright y'all, so those are all the swatches. I'll give you one last quick little look. I really love these shadows. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should have done it up close. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. Literally the worst. But I love yellow shadows. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the start of this new series because I feel pretty passionate about it, and I have like 15 things written down already of what I want to do. Why does it look like I have jaundice? Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to go scrub my arm. If this is not a sign of a good time, I don't know what is. So I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely leave me your feedback down below. I'd be so happy to hear what you have to say. And if you are not subscribed to my channel already, I would love if you take the time to do that. I try not to push that, but I know, like, I've heard people say, like, I forget to subscribe until people tell me to subscribe. So this is my friendly, gentle reminder every like 3 months. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.